first half, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! By Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. McGrath for the win. He got it. If you don't like college football and you watch this one, I'm not sure what your problem is.
Reddit did to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Thursday, June 20th, and your Tennessee Volunteers are playing for a national championship this weekend.
Oh, mama, we made it.
And
What is this? What is this? God.
There's so many ways to say teams are close. This is the closest you can get before you do it. It certainly isn't a lock-in or anything, but to be on this stage with this team, what they've done this year, this week, this postseason, man, what a time. Wouldn't want to be anything else. I've said it in the worst years, wouldn't want to be anything else. I'm fired up, man.
Yeah.
I'm fired up.
Dude, I was thinking about it today. I was sitting in Lindsey Nelson Stadium 8 years ago, and there might have been 100 people there. That's probably
If
wrong,
that's counting
but-
ushers.
Yeah, but there was hardly anybody there. And now we're playing for a national championship. I mean, when they hired Tony Vitello, people were like, who the heck is this guy?
Yeah.
And we're sitting here 7 years later playing for Natty. It's been unreal.
Well,
I know
you mentioned just
Go
real
ahead.
quick. You mentioned Tony Vitello, and kind of his journey here. It's got to be cool for him to kind of feel full circle-ish moment to be playing a guy that hired him and raved about him. Still respects him and loves to praise Tony Vitello. So it's got to be neat for him to not only get here for the first time, but also be playing a guy that he talks highly of as well, and a guy that is a part of that journey to get here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been unreal. And, we kind of talked about it a couple weeks back where it was like, it was getting to Hoover and getting to a regional, and then it was winning a regional, and then it was getting to Omaha, and then it was winning a game in Omaha. And now it's like, hey, let's just go win the whole damn thing. So it's been fun. I know the debate is that 2022 team, that 2024 team. I mean, if this team wins it, I don't care like what your reasoning is. It's 2024. Sorry.
I don't think they're a lot. I saw someone say that they think the 2022 team would still win in a series. Man, I'm not so sure. I think this team, first off, clearly a better season. Sure, if we want to go look at the regular season, it's fun and all, but we know what defines. And this team, with the way they bounce back from adversity, the first adversity that team faced, they struggled.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that says a lot about a team, its culture. And then this team won't shy away from it. This team's had a lot of stuff go the right way. Balls bounce the right way. Calls go the way they need them to. Won't shy away from that. It's a fact. But let's get into General Nealon's maxims. It's play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. This team's played for the breaks. If you need to see it, go watch the replay of Kavaris Tears and Hunter Inslee running into the wall to play for and make the breaks. Like, those dudes are. Everybody is earning those bounces. They're not just things aren't just being gifted. They're earning them. That's part of it. If you've talked to anyone who's played sports, anyone who's been good at sports, they'll say, yeah, a lot of it's luck, but you got to be in the position for luck to matter. And this team's just been in the position for it to matter. And they've gotten lucky. That's part of winning championships, is getting a little lucky.
I just love, this team is literally running through walls, like you just mentioned, to win a national championship. And we talk about it later with our special guest. I guess with the cat's out of the bag, Zander.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah.
And everyone knew, or not everyone, but a lot the people in the know knew.
Yeah. It's I don't even know where I was going with that. We started talking about Zander, started thinking about the interview. But yeah, it just feels right. There's something about this team. They kind of go about it. I was saying that, like, when they won last night, it was very a business-like celebration. Right. It was like, all right, clap hands, good luck. Sorry, other team. Y'all had a great season. I don't envy you, and let's move on.
Yeah. I think that is the quicker turnaround. You don't get talked about it. Winning regionals, super regionals, you get a week. I think it's partially the moment that one ends, especially your pitchers, you're kind of already prepping for Saturday. It's a quick turnaround. But I love it. I think you're in Omaha, so it probably kind of feels that way. If you had to travel for this one, you probably get a little more excited about that win. Being there in the dugout, it. And another thing, kind of touching on Texas A&M too, your opponent, who also would going for their first national championship. It would be it's good to see that it's kind of everyone at their best. And I know arms might not be there, but they're in the same. They're both in the same position. And I know A&M's lost
Braden
Montgomery. They got Jace, however you say his last name. They got him. He played against Florida last night. Correct.
Laviolette. Yeah, he's just dealing with a minor injury, but he's still playing through that. So,
but
kind of like Hunter Inslee,
right? For the most part, you're getting best on best.
Yeah, and if you want to bring up I'm already looking for that excuse, and I'm gonna just show a picture of AJ Russell, shoving earlier this season.
Right.
And
but they went 3-0. We went 3-0. Equal amounts of rest, offset by just a few hours. You're kind of getting best on best here, and I love that opportunity. Just makes for fun baseball, and this is it's kind of cool too that two SEC teams would suck if they had played a regular season series. I think not suck, but it wouldn't have that same feel. These teams only saw each other in Hoover. They didn't see each other in the regular season. This will be the first series between them. I think it's an exciting lineup for baseball this weekend.
Yeah, and it's funny kind of how it worked out in Hoover is their ace and our Friday night, which, Stallmo's Causey, if that's what you want to call our ace or whatever. They threw their best pitcher. We threw our Friday night guy. Like, it wasn't like it was bullpen arms for both teams. Like, these teams kind of got after it in Hoover at their best as well. So I do think these are the two best teams in the country, and I'm excited for it. Like, I really am. Like, yesterday, I'm going to be nervous for these games, but yesterday, like, I wasn't that nervous. Like, Florida State barely, almost beat Tennessee because, like, Tennessee played bad defensively, didn't have great pitching. They got Tennessee's kind of worst game that they've had in a while, and they still lost. So I felt good yesterday. I was like, you're not getting that defensive. We gave up 9 walks against Florida State. We averaged 2.9 a game. So, like, it was uncharacteristic of Tennessee to be in that situation, and you just weren't going to see it again. So, Florida State, you had your chance and you blew it. And as soon as they walked on the field, I think Florida State knew, like, it was over.
And their fans knew, because otherwise they wouldn't still be talking about last Friday night.
Sure. Yeah,
which I get it.
Drawing lines. They're too busy drawing lines and playing basketball.
I get it. You tell yourself things shake out differently, but at the end of the day, both teams had to step on the field and play the same game.
Yeah.
So you had your chance. You didn't do it. You didn't force a game 3 between those two teams. Sorry. Good season. Go home. But I like what you said about A&M. I don't know if necessarily everyone was saying these will be the final 2 in Omaha, but about halfway through SEC play, most of the country was saying those are the 2 best teams in the country.
Yeah.
And then it culminates to this. So, yeah, can't really ask for much of a better situation as just a baseball fan. I promise you can't ask for it if you're a Tennessee fan. Man, the way Drew Beam pitched too against North Carolina. Feel really good about that that Sunday game.
Oh, I mean, and that's it. I think there is something to like playing in Omaha. Like you've
Yeah,
been
get a
here.
little juice. Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I think Kentucky is a really good baseball team, but they came in here and like it wasn't. It just
Wasn't their
didn't
best
work.
baseball.
Yeah, it wasn't at all. And I thought like everybody was like, "Oh, this small ball that they have, it works." At Charles Schwab, and it didn't. You know
Right.
what works?
Hit the ball
Freaking
hard.
mashing balls, 118 miles an hour off the bat. That's what wins in Omaha.
That's another thing that I think might be, and I don't. That 2022 team could hit doubles, but I don't remember just a lot of just hard hit balls into the outfield at the same rate that this team does.
I mean, there was a lot.
There were a lot of doubles.
There was a lot of home runs.
But yes, I think they were I mean, this team's now played more games. I don't know what was the average per game. Where do they shake out if they play the exact same amount of games at the same rate? Who's ahead in home runs?
Oh, I think it's this team, which is
Per game.
insane.
Per game? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think they beat it before Super. So yeah, I think it's.
I know the total. You think the average was higher?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I can't remember.
It's probably close, but I think this
Yeah.
team edged them out before. Yeah.
And maybe it just was so many. Again, I have not seen the stats. This is me just going off feel. We're vibes right now, guys.
Mm-hmm.
While that team hit a lot of, it just didn't feel as many balls got hit just real hard into the outfield, and that's what wins you games in Omaha, or scores you runs in Omaha, I should say. You saw the gaps, especially on Friday night.
A long ways.
Yeah. And so I'm not surprised. Number one, this team's, a lot of these guys have been to Omaha before. Like you said, that helps. But the way this team plays, it just doesn't shock me a whole lot. I thought we'd hit more than 5 home runs so far, but I'm not shocked at the rate of scoring.
Yeah. Yeah, Tennessee's finding a way to score runs, and that was the big thing. Is like Tennessee doesn't have to hit home run. Like those balls are crapped on.
Right.
So like it's going to be, if it's not a home run, it's a base hit. Somebody's not catching that. So yeah, they played well. They pitched well. Defense a little shaky in that first game, but you've seen how our center fielders basically have it's like angels in the outfield. So defense has showed up and got out of jams when you needed to, got some double plays in there, especially last night. Like that third inning where Kirby, or not third inning, what inning was it where they had 2 on? It might have been the third inning, whoever was pitching. They had 2 on, nobody out, and both in scoring position. And Dean Curley gets
third.
Yep, gets one, throws it home, gets that guy out, and then they immediately turn a double play and get out of the inning unscathed. So
and as bad as base running as that was, it's also, and I know you're taught to do that, but the way that ball came to Curley to even look home, to even give it a glance and then make the play there, I think that just says how good this defense is. And that's the inverse of Friday where you saw them struggle.
Yeah.
They're just tough. This team's tough. And I mean that in terms of how they grind out when they find themselves with their backs against the wall.
And Florida State throwing a freshman that's had like 2 or 3 starts in his career. I'm like, dude, I mean, you just fed him to the dogs.
Right.
I mean, he was literally deer in the headlights. He was like, because you don't get like a guy that you can just like hopefully keep off base with Christian Moore. Like you go right into it. It's like, here's the best hitter in the country starting off. Good luck. God bless. And it doesn't get any easier after that either.
Right.
So when I heard it was a freshman righty that hadn't had many starts, I'm like, man, that's either he's going to throw the game of his life and we'll never hear from him ever again, or this will be death. And Tennessee just from the jump just made him pay for every mistake.
Yeah.
And you just kind of cruise, kind of like you did against North Carolina. Just got that lead and just kind of cruised your way, just tacked on runs here and there, just kept it out of reach. And I think that's big, not letting a team get close to you. Like if you're going to beat Tennessee, you got to jump on them first. If they jump on you, I know that Florida State game was a little different on that Friday night, but usually this team they got the arms in the bullpen to hold a lead. They got Kirby, they got Combs, Needs pitching well. They got a lot of dudes that can. I mean, Causey didn't have a great night. He could have thrown last night if you needed him to.
Right.
So
I just did a quick check of the stats. This is insanity to me. So that team had one more double than this team does right now. Not even per game average. 156 to 155. 2022 team. I want you to guess how many triples they hit.
was it a lot?
I don't know comparatively across college baseball versus this team. Definitely.
Really? I'm going to go with 10.
23.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go check that one more time just to make sure I read that correctly. Because I was doing this pretty quick. 23. That's insane. That is insane. Golly, man.
Well, let's clap our hands for Coach Elander.
Dude, 23
and
triples.
Q. What some dudes.
And if you want to talk about Tennessee playing in a small ballpark, they hit 23 triples. Hey, it's Kavaris Tears can make that throw.
Yeah.
That's insane. Golly. All right, sorry. That just blew my mind. I wanted to mention that.
Did you check the home runs?
So right now, I didn't do per game,
Okay.
but 178 to 158 right now.
Okay.
Obviously, they played a few extra games.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the average is, but 20 more. And what's crazy is you're not going to hit 10 this weekend. But, man, you sniffed an unbreakable record.
Yeah. You got close.
Closer than anyone thought. I mean, people said you weren't getting close. You weren't going to touch it. I guess you haven't quite touched it, but you're almost – I mean, you were – before Omaha, you were talking about it. Yeah. It would have been nice to play tonight, huh? Maybe try to pad the stats.
Yeah. I was really hoping for Florida to do something last night, but good God.
I was, but it goes back into kind of getting people at their best. It is fun that you are going to see them not an expired pitching staff.
Yeah. And they're
Just
good.
makes it a little more interesting.
They're one of the top pitching teams in the country.
And I was looking at their rotation. It's kind of weird. They don't seem to have it's not like Tennessee.
Yeah, they have their ace, which is it Prager?
So I just kind of flipped through I didn't look at stats either. I just kind of flipped through their last few games going into postseason, and then I looked at postseason. I couldn't figure I didn't think it was Lampkin based on where he pitched, but I thought it was him or Ryan Prager.
Prager is their ace who pitched against us in Hoover.
Okay. And then they've got Lampkin who's pitched a lot as well.
Yeah.
He seems to be
he's one of
another of their guys.
Evan Oschenbeck is he's their closer.
He pitched against us too, didn't he?
I don't think so. He did not.
I guess I just watched an A&M game in Hoover then. So I remember watching him pitch.
He has 10 saves on the year. ERA is at 1.54. He's their closer and one of the best in the country at doing so.
And he pitched last night. He's pitched a lot in Omaha, I think, but I don't think he's thrown. I don't think his pitch count's super high.
It's kind of like Kirby comes in for a couple innings, slams the door, and pitches the next game, which is great to have those guys. But
right.
Yeah, he's only pitched 70 innings and has 77 Ks, only 12 walks. So
it's pretty insane.
Yeah, pretty solid. But their batting has, taken a little bit of step back, and it's weird because Oregon scored a lot of runs on them in the supers. So I don't. But then they've shut down pretty much everybody in Omaha so far. So
Right.
yeah, I mean it's literally one of the best teams, if not. I guess we'll find out who the best team in the country is, but I think it's definitely 1 and 2 for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Here's what they've done in Omaha, their pitching staff. 27 innings, 18 hits, 3 runs, 10 walks, 38 strikeouts.
I know that's the 2-3 side. I know Florida's uber talented, but man, and then I think between NC State, Florida, and Kentucky, that was the side of the bracket to be on versus what Tennessee got to see.
Yeah. I mean, Florida got hot. Now, you can debate they shouldn't have been in the tournament, but
no, I know how. I think that's the thing is, like, I know how talented they are. I know how well I know what you have to do to get to Omaha.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, when you're talking Florida State and North Carolina, I would rather play Florida, knowing what we know.
Well, and like you could have very well seen Florida if Chase Laviolette doesn't rob that home run against Florida in the 9th.
Right.
In that game 1. So yeah. Wish they could have played a little bit more, but we'll get to see them at their best, like you said, and let's go kick their ass.
Please. I want this. I want it so bad. And everyone making the trip to Omaha, shout out to you. I know it's not easy. We discussed the possibility and we said it and got excited. It's hard though. I mean, we all have things we got to do, money to pay. So if you're doing it, shout out to you. Go have a time. Bring it back to Knoxville. I respect the hell out of you if you especially if you drive to Omaha. I respect you.
We win game 1. I mean, you might see my ass there. Who knows?
I know you ain't driving 14. Who's driving you there?
Oh, I'd probably have to pay somebody. Probably Joey. Probably Joey will drive me there.
Abuse the intern a little bit. Like, hey, you got to take me to. You're not an intern, Joey.
Well, yeah,
we're gonna call you that for the sake of this situation.
Yeah, I'll buy his ticket if he drives me.
Okay, that sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, actually, no way I'm driving 14 hours. I'm flying.
I think if it goes to a rubber match, that's when I'm more likely to go and get to see Zander in a midweek game.
Oh yeah. Yeah, everybody at work was like, "Are you not going?" I'm like, "Dude, I just got this job, so probably not a great idea, but I would love to."
Right.
Also, like, just looking at the ticket prices, it's just like, I mean, if they were not very expensive, I would have definitely done it, but it kind of swayed me the other way.
And I would like to put this on the record. I'm not dogging Landon. He had his reasons, but he did tell me Wednesday morning that it was a no-go. And so I kind of put it out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, well,
which is fine.
I looked at stuff last night because I was kind of in my feels, and I was like,
used about that text message when I woke up this morning. But yeah, I was. It was one of those things that, and I'm probably gonna regret not going, where I really, really want to go, but I was just out of town last weekend. It's been a crazy just spring and into summer. Work's obviously crazy. Where it's I can stay home. Don't know if I'd prefer it, but I'm not being mad about it. So once you said no go, I kind of said, all right, I'll be in Knoxville this weekend.
Yeah.
And then you sent me that. I was confused. You're playing with my feelings and my emotions, and you're through mental torment over here. On that note, if anybody's taking an old PJ up there, let me know, and I know there's like a minimum weight you got to put on those things. And so I'll do that if I need to. I'll take one for the team.
I like that.
Let's go to Omaha right now.
Let's do it.
Guys, enjoy this interview with a very special guest. Appreciate him coming on, spending some time with us before he's got big plans in Omaha.
For sure.
We now welcome on to the show very special guest. Some talk about being the greatest guest of all time, maybe the first Hall of Fame inductee. There's been chatter about it on the Twitterverse. Tennessee
on the
pitcher,
dark web.
On the dark web. Tennessee pitcher Zander Sechrist. Let's bring him in. Standing ovation. Standing ovation.
Yes, sir.
Man,
Dude,
Hey, dogs eat.
dogs eat hot dogs.
Okay, yeah. Dude,
what's
so
have you calmed down yet? I haven't for you.
no.
Oh yeah, I'm calm.
Okay. I kind
I'm
of figured
even
that was the
keel.
answer.
Have you so you told us you're going to dinner tonight. Are you buying KT a dinner for his catch?
No, because the hitters already had a dinner they had a reservation at 5:45 this time
Okay.
at a steakhouse, so they're getting fed.
Okay. So he's eating well.
Yeah.
After that. Okay, good. So I did want to ask about that catch because I mean, phenomenal play, and like as just a baseball fan, you love to see plays like that. But as a pitcher, you really love to see a play like that. So how fired up were you about that catch that he made?
I mean, seeing Ensley's from the dugout was beyond cool. I thought that was the craziest thing I've ever seen, and then to have it literally the next day of KT almost making a Ken Griffey-like catch. I mean, that was unreal. But as a pitcher, it was only the first inning. So, I mean, I was fired up. I hugged him in the dugout. But then I was like, I gotta find a way so that can't happen again. Like,
did
it's
you think it was
cool.
out?
It's cool. Yeah, I thought it was gone. Oh my God. I was like, well, that sucks. But as a pitcher, it's good to have that happen. But then you're also like, dang, did I miss a spot? Did I throw it where I wanted it to go? So there's obviously thoughts of that. So you have to lock back in. But don't worry, I hugged him in the dugout.
Okay. Can you get like both your arms around him?
Yeah.
Pretty stout fella.
Yeah.
So just wanted to.
You're lame.
Yeah,
You
pretty
got long
stout.
arms.
Yeah.
You're good.
I'm like,
Okay.
It is pretty sick to say someone's literally run through a wall for you. That's cool.
yeah, we have two great center fielders in KT and Ensley just running through walls. I mean,
Yeah.
I think Ensley left eye black. KT didn't leave anything like a mark or anything, but the logo for Creighton, I mean, you could say is the mark.
It probably has to be replaced.
Yeah.
It probably does. Also, is center field is Drawling like, hey guys, like I'm good over here in left. You don't have to put me in center field.
Yeah, Dryling's like, you know what? I'll stay in left field. He made a good catch today.
He did too.
I rewatched the broadcast, and they were like, I don't think he got a good jump on it, but when you look at it, it was fine. He was just trying to run to a spot.
When you catch it, it doesn't matter. What
Yeah, that's what I said. It's not a bad route if you catch the ball.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
He did get turned around, but we saw that in the first Florida State game. They didn't make the play. He still did.
Yeah.
So who cares?
So he was just running to a spot. So when he turned around and he just had his head down and run, he was just running to the spot of where he thought the ball was going. Then he looked up. He had to move to his right a little bit, but then that was it.
I haven't heard much talk about it. Has the wind been as insane in Omaha as it's been predicted? One day it was supposed to be like 15-mile-per-hour winds. I don't think sustained, but it has been that crazy.
Yeah. So it's actually the gusts have been like, I'd say, pretty heavily, but the steady winds been pretty heavily too. I mean, it almost like each inning was different. I mean, one inning it's blowing from like diagonal in from left, and then the next it's blowing just straight in. So you gotta that's what I was trying to do yesterday. I was just trying to pitch to the wind, to be honest.
Yeah. Do you like that Tennessee's playing a national championship and I brought you on here to talk about the weather? It's pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, weatherman, local Jim Cantori. I love that guy. Nice cotton candy.
No, yeah. I had to do it. You just throw it in.
I got Deloy on the cotton candy train though. From Big
Oh,
Ben.
really? Okay. So speaking of Deloy, y'all were in the bullpen for the Friday night game.
Yep.
So were you getting hot or like what was?
So I went down there just in case we had extra innings, like probably the 11th or 12th, because I know Snead was throwing, but we didn't want to burn them. So I was going to throw in the extras because my start wouldn't have been until either Tuesday or Wednesday. So you would have treated it like a bullpen regardless. But it was Deloy to my left, and then I was standing, and then Marcus was leaned up against a rail, and then Rich was right there. Stone and Bradley, our bullpen catchers, were down near the other end, and we just kind of hung tight those spots. And I don't know if you guys seen the pencil talk of me and Dylan, but that was hilarious. And we just had to pick a spot because they were hot. And boy, what an inning that was. A lot of people have asked, like, what moment's better, like Drew Gilbert's, walk-off granny or, that. But I'd say, like, let's take the situation out of both games. Like, one's a regional, one's a College World Series. If you take both of the situations, just put them like a regular game. Which one do you think is a little better? I said Gilby's home.
Yeah.
That's
a grand slam
about. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Walk off granny. Yeah.
But I mean, you can't say that ninth inning was unreal and like the best moment. Yeah. I think best comeback was that game.
Yeah.
Best moment was Gilby. And then obviously you can put Zane Denton's homer up there too as best moment. But best overall comeback was definitely that one.
Yeah, you hit on some pretty good teams. I mean,
you take that whole ninth inning. Oh, that's special. Dude, Tears hitting a triple to lead off that? Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they changed center fielders. They moved the center fielder to left, and they put the new guy in, and I guess the ball will find you, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, Florida State, their personnel changes that they made just not great on their part. You don't have to comment on that, but
you are up. I mean, you are up 3 in the ninth, and I mean, you're just looking for 3 out.
That's true. That's true.
I mean,
you would have caught it, is what you're trying to tell me.
I've seen yeah.
I don't know, because it was tough. See, Dryling's walk-off ball would have been caught if they were playing normal depth, but they were playing in. So that's why it dropped.
Yeah.
But the first one, he kind of got turned around. He just a bad route. But he almost, I think he got a glove on it, to be honest. Maybe not. But then he hit the wall. So it was a tough catch regardless.
When did you know in the ninth inning that, like, hey guys, I've kind of seen this before?
When Burt got the base hit up the middle to tie it.
Okay. So it wasn't Simo. Okay.
Simo's at bat was good, and Cal's at bat before that, which is weird to say, but his job was just to not ground into a double play, just to turn the
absolutely. Yeah.
Like
it's Simo. Yeah.
I love that though, because like I would definitely, if somebody tells me that, I'm definitely grounded into a double play.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody's telling you that in the moment, but now that you look back on it, like Cal's job was strictly just to, like, a strikeout, like pop out is what he did, but just to not ground into a double play, just to flip the lineup over.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you guys know this. Every single fan was thinking, please, like, you saw that Christian Moore has a chance to come up the plate. You're just saying, don't ground out into a double. That's it.
Yeah.
Give him a chance.
Yeah, you're just looking to flip it over, and then obviously Simo gets on, and then Blakesburg check swing. Yes, like, to be honest, I'll run you through that play because you probably were going to ask me that anyway.
I wasn't going to put you on the spot, but yeah.
No, it's perfectly fine. I love the umpire play there. I love first the home plate umpire not going ahead. He said he swung, going ahead to look down the third. And I love that the third base umpire played it out because, okay, in my opinion, if you look at it, yes, he went. But let me tell you this. It's also 2 outs. You're still up by 2 runs. If you just execute another pitch and he grounds out, ball game over, they aren't talking about the check swing.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Also, we gifted them like 4 runs in that game, so I'm not sweating.
Okay, fair point, but in the moment.
Yeah. Like I'm with you. I'm like, there was Florida State can't just say that one play caused them that game because, and then they also had a chance to redeem themselves, even though like they had to beat Tennessee twice, but they had a chance, and our boy just said, "Nah, I'm good."
I would like to know, because I know a lot of Florida State fans are going to find this and see, he said they went, this is a pitcher talking. Don't let this, I know he wears orange, but he's going to say it's a check swing every day, no matter what. So
by letter of the law,
your judgment.
By letter of the law, he did go. But like I said, I like the umpire play. It's the College World Series. You don't want to be, you don't want to end the game like that.
I mean, I think based on that angle, you can assume he went.
Yeah.
But have you seen the third base? Is there an angle down third base?
I haven't seen like
what the umpire saw.
Yeah. See, that would be different. because obviously I do umpire in the fall a little bit. Like I umpired these last 2 falls, like in our scrimmages, just for,
Yeah, why not?
can't say, shits and gigs.
Yeah,
You want to get yelled at?
put
You
on
want to
the
get yelled at
resume.
by Vitello? Something? I get it.
No, I'm pretty good at my job. And honestly, a check swing, they look to see if a guy's like in control. So if he's like in control with a check swing, they won't say he went. It's usually when they're out of control is when they'll say he went.
Gotcha.
Fair.
So
speaking of yelling at umpires, is Frank okay? Is he doing? I haven't seen him or heard him a lot this week.
Yeah, he's fine. He's just
okay.
It's just like to where the rules now he can't really, but he still yells from the dugout. Don't worry.
But normally you get like one shot of him jumping up over Vitello's shoulder a game, and I haven't seen that, so I just want to make sure he's good.
Yeah, he's just been even keel.
He has too much trust. He just knows you guys are going to get it done.
Yeah.
He still has the hoodie on.
He still has the hoodie on.
Yeah, does he not sweat at all? Is
he
a real person? Like,
yeah, he wore shorts today.
Okay, so he is real.
Today.
Actually, that's weird. I shouldn't say, can you send me a picture of him in shorts? But we would all like to know what Frank Anderson looks like in shorts, because I don't think anybody's ever seen it.
Well, I'm thinking more of short sleeves. That's where I'm at.
Oh, you've never
shorts?
Seen him in
I've seen him in shorts, but
Okay.
the short sleeves, I kind of want to.
Okay.
You think you may not know? Well, I guess you're from the South, but Dolly Parton, there's theories that she's tatted up. Is that maybe Frank and his arms? He's just got sleeves. Won't show him.
No, Frank is not tatted up. No.
What if?
He's not.
Oh, I forgot. We got so far into this. Did you see our going to Omaha video that me and Landon made?
No.
I taped
in the pool.
Oh, my bad. Yeah,
You're
posted
good.
on
You're
the
good.
story. I didn't know if it was
You
that
did.
one or like another
did.
one.
Okay.
You're right. You did post on your story. I'm so sorry. I did tape number 48 on my orange jersey. I didn't have time to do it tonight, but I did something else in honor of you. So I wore my hat, to keep it on. I didn't want it falling off today, so I tightened it up.
Well,
how many times did it fall off yesterday?
Once.
Okay.
Once.
I was about to say it
Just
wasn't very much.
Yeah. Just
So
once.
did you get a new hat?
No, same hat.
Grew the hair out? Or head got bigger?
Well, see, here's the thing.
Confidence?
This guy's pitching good.
My hat size is a 6 7/8, which is already the smallest that they have.
Yeah, it's pretty small.
The black hat fits the tightest, and then the gray is the biggest, but they're all the same size. It's just the way they fit, and the orange is kind of halfway in between.
So
I don't know if it's my
it worked
hair.
out yesterday.
Yeah, but it did. Plus, you don't have to take 48 anymore on a shirt. You can purchase a jersey.
Yeah. What about our guy getting a little NIL?
Yeah, a little bit. Look at that.
Nero,
The ball club found me. Ball club found me. Look at that.
That's an underdog story right there.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought?
Yeah.
Ball club.
I did want to talk about that because you texted me in the fall, and I don't know if you want this out here, but I'm going to say it anyway because we're close like that. But you did text me and said, I feel a little underrated or looked over.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's plenty of opportunities coming this season. Honestly, had no clue. But
you're just
what
like,
a
hey,
story.
Hang in there.
Yeah, what a
Hang in there,
story.
sport.
But anyway, like you could have entered the transfer portal and decided not to, and just another one of those guys that just kind of waited their turn and it's worked out. Like what do you say to guys that, like, I mean, we saw a guy enter the transfer portal. We're not going to name him. It doesn't really matter. But what do you say to those guys that, like, hey, just be patient?
Yeah. With this day and age, it's really tough. And I did all that. It's like really tough. And when I was the portal was there, but it wasn't, hey, go in it, see how much money you can get from somewhere and then go there. But Trey did it. I know he didn't get into the portal. I never really thought about the portal at all because I kind of had a hunch, especially this year, that I was going to be put in a role where I was going to be successful.
Yeah.
So I guess I just followed through, like kind of gut feeling, and kind of just went with that and rolled with it, and it's gotten us this far. But my thing with the transfer portal, and it's no shame to anybody who enters it or anybody from here enters it. I just don't like it. I just don't think it's like what sports are meant to be. Sports are meant to be like you committed to this school, you chose to go there, and now you're going back on your commitment and your sign that you were going there. But there are some situations that obviously could dictate, like coach firing and stuff like that. So that's why the portal should be there for that. But overall, when you commit to a school, like I wanted to come to Tennessee. I didn't want to go anywhere else. That's why I committed to Tennessee, because I didn't want to go anywhere else. I wasn't 100% in on any other school but Tennessee. So that's why I went there. And obviously I could have entered the portal after my sophomore year if I could have, with like 40-something innings and midweek starts, and try to find, a Power 5 school that I could start on weekends too, like that. But I didn't. I just waited my turn, and junior year was an up and down, and then senior year came, and obviously it didn't start out well. I mean, let's not lie. I mean, giving up 3 runs to Baylor through 2 is not good. And then I kind of hit a little bit of a stride. I went back to the midweek a little bit, which kind of helped me gain my confidence again. And then I'm openly talking about this, which is fine, with the Vandy, Florida back-to-back weeks of not being able to get out of the second or third inning, kind of just made me step back and gave me a little piece of humble pie, and just kind of step back, analyze the video, the difference between those two. And then I think that's why I was successful against Vandy and Hoover, because I took that outing and then compared it to other good outings. I used the Georgia one, for example. So I compared the Vandy to Georgia, and then the Vandy to Florida, and the Florida to Georgia, and then compared all that, see what was working, see what was not working. And then I kind of just keep going with the flow. And then obviously, I mean, it's already out there like everywhere, essentially. You can't unsee it that my last 5 outings have been, sending the team this way, or I've had like a less than 2 ERA or something in my last 5 starts.
Yeah. You've pitched in like every rubber match known to man. So you were prepared for the moment, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Also, you couldn't enter the portal because you love Kirby, but I am kind of thinking about this in another way. If you and Kirby entered the portal as a package deal, which obviously you're out of eligibility, which is good that we're talking about this now. That would be awesome.
Okay, so me and Kirby, you get me and Curb.
Yeah.
But you gotta, that'd be cool. There's probably somebody doing it out there.
Yeah.
Kind of like how LeBron's shopping himself so he can get his son.
Yeah.
Kind of same deal.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, who's the son in this scenario?
That's why they
I don't know.
They signed JJ Redick to be their coach, because he's going to do it.
Yeah.
JJ Redick's going to do it.
No. Okay. We heard it here first.
Not really. I'm not. I'm a Celtics fan. So they won their 18th title. So first one since 2008 when Paul Pierce and all of them won it. So it's good to see them win it.
Yeah.
What a week for you.
Well, the Steelers haven't won a Super Bowl for a while since 2009. So next year, since Boston didn't do it, they won in 2008. 20. Okay, here we go. Train's rolling.
It's
so Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. We don't know which one.
Yeah, did you see the Madden trailer? They got Justin Fields returning kickoffs for us. Yeah, that's a problem.
He might be on a fake punt play. Take a little playbook from Kirby. Might just roll him out there. He did that at Georgia before he transferred. They might.
Yeah. I don't know what we're doing.
Be kind of sick. Hey, one other thing, kind of going back into what we just talked about there, and just kind of sticking it out. I don't know if you've noticed it, heard it, had anybody mention it to you. You and Kirby mostly together. Sometimes you guys get mentioned individually when they say this, but they've labeled you guys the best teammates. And I think that, I guess for a guy that grew up playing team sports, for like I've always been a part of the team. I think that's the coolest compliment, the best compliment of all time. Have you heard that? I mean, like, you just go out there and be yourself? Is there anything you're trying to do other than get your guys kind of rallied around and go win some ball games?
That's the first time I heard it, but I did see something posted. Yeah, from what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
I did see something posted of me and Curb, and then I think it was Vol Report. It was me and Curb, and then Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, like in the same photo. So
Dynamic
I
duo.
mean, that works. That works too. But overall, we just be ourselves. There's nothing. There's times to be serious, times not to be serious. But if you keep it like in the middle, everybody's going to be just fine. And I think sometimes I'm loose enough to where when I start a game, everybody's not as tense. Everybody's just kind of loose. And then when Kirby comes in, there's a sense of calmness. So we kind of go – I mean, that was the first time I think I started a game and then passed the ball to Kirby, because usually we don't go back-to-back because the similarities we have.
Yeah,
so
I thought that
cool
was
–
yeah.
Yeah. That was cool to
weird
do
yesterday.
Yeah, it was probably odd to like the Tennessee fans. You're like, wait a second, you're going from a lefty.
Yeah.
Same type of lefty.
It was weird, but you as a Tennessee fan, you gotta love it. It was awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, I can't thank that guy enough. Luckily, he's not here. He's at B-Dubs with some of the pitching staff. But yeah, he's a trooper. Don't worry, he's a trooper.
Well, what do you think, Tony calling you the weirdest guy he knows? Did you see that one?
That's a compliment. I mean,
it absolutely is. I think it's a compliment.
I mean, that's a compliment. I mean, at least I have a title. I have a title next to my name right there.
That's a good point.
I like that.
From Coach Vitello. Like, that's from the head man.
Yeah. Like, does he say that to you? Like, he's like, dude, you're weird.
Sometimes. And I'm like, well, that's fine.
It sounds like you all might have conversations where he just walks away from you. Has that happened?
Yes. Actually, that is so true. That is very true. I'll be in the middle of
the conversation doesn't end. He just leaves.
Just walks away. I'm like, well, I guess that was too weird.
Well, usually your conversations on the mound, he's usually taking the ball from you. So I imagine
yeah.
So when you do have conversations, he's used to just walking away. So now he's doing the same to you.
Yeah. I told him, I think it was one outing. I told him Happy Easter on the mound. He said Happy Easter to me too. So I didn't get a chance to say it to him, so I felt like that was the right time to say it. Our text conversations sometimes are a little weird, but sometimes he puts the text to where you don't really understand what he's saying, but he knows what he's saying, but you have no clue.
You just got to go with it.
Weird word. Yeah, you're like, yep, I got you. Sure.
Did he keep it pretty consistent? 10 p.m. What was it? 10 p.m. texting you, telling you
10:48.
10:48.
Oh no, that was the last time I got a 10:48 p.m. text right there. So
okay. To be honest, that's pretty disappointing. I was
I
hoping Tuesday night you got one too, but even though it's still nice to hear it, Coach.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
Well, was there any kind of different nerves yesterday? It was just kind of like been there kind of thing. Because Florida State, that dude was a freshman. You could tell there was some nerves.
Yeah, well, I could say I've been there. Not pitching at Omaha because that was my first time, but it was a Wednesday. It was right after a Tuesday. I pitched some Wednesdays. So it all comes full circle,
Okay. I like that.
Pitching midweeks, it does matter. So, I mean, it was just a packed out midweek. I mean, that's how I look at it, to be honest. I mean, anytime, especially yesterday, it was a Wednesday. It's just a packed out midweek where you're playing a midweek before your series coming up. I mean, that's literally the approach I take.
Dollar Dog Night.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wish they had those.
Have your parents are your parents they come down from the Ha? They got a lot of ESPN time thanks to you. Have they thanked you?
My mom was absolutely all over
Oh yeah,
ESPN.
she might have been on there more than you yesterday.
That's it. I just told her that, and she didn't believe me. But yeah, I watched the broadcast back, and I'm like, why is my mom like? This is the most TV time that my mom's ever gotten, and then she gets a whole interview. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, what is going? She's never had this much TV time, but hey, she did a good job with it. She didn't fall into the pressure.
Shout out, Mom.
Shout out, Mom. And
for making you left-handed.
Well, that's not, making
and
me
the
fully
iPad.
left-handed's not.
Wait, we thank the dog now, right? The dog gets credit. What was his name?
Dalton
Dalton the dog. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, they said that on the broadcast too, and I thought it was hilarious.
Your dad looked like me about 8 Michelob's deep in Neyland after a few touchdowns. Every time he was turning around, high-fiving everybody. I was like, yeah, I've seen that scene before.
Well, okay. Backstory. That it's funny you say that because I'm comfortable with it and I'm willing to open about it. So I've never met my biological father.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been 22 years, never met him. So that's my mom's boyfriend, but that's fine. Don't feel bad. I tell people all that all the time. And I literally am comfortable with it, so do not worry.
Is his name Dalton?
Do not worry.
That'd be cool. That'd be full circle.
No.
What's the mindset going into this weekend? Is it just another weekend series? Is it kind of nice that it feels like it gets back to normal from this weird schedule?
Yeah, me and Curb kind of said, we were like, dude, we're playing for a national championship, and it doesn't feel like that. Like the sense, it doesn't feel like that until you probably walk into the park game one. You're like, okay, this is a little different, and there's a heightened sense. But I mean, no, it's funny how a regional and a super kind of just tie in to Omaha because we just basically played a regional, and now we're just playing a super regional, but obviously for a national championship.
Yeah, and it's also weird, you dogpile for winning the super regional, but you just made it to the final series, and it was just kind of business, like you just won another game, pretty much.
Yep, that's how it
another
works.
midweek.
Another midweek.
Another midweek. I love that. I had another question to ask you. Oh, it was about your mom. Shout out, Mom, for all the TV time. the Wi-Fi is better this time. No Corey Trail.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out Marriott Omaha downtown.
Okay.
Quality Wi-Fi. But if you not that far. I can go out in the hallway and there's a window and I can just see it.
Okay.
So that's probably credit to Zerk getting that hotel, good Wi-Fi. Have you talked to him though? He kind of let his son steal some of that pregame spotlight from you. A lot of the talk got away from you and just about his son going viral. So have you had him apologize for that yet?
Oh no, I was fine with it. Okay. Fine. I mean, he's doing the.
All right, I'll be angry for you. It was an awesome video.
Okay. Okay, you can be angry for me. That's fine.
So what's the kind of rest look like for you going into this series? Obviously, you wouldn't pitch unless it's in a bullpen until the third game, I guess. Is that kind of the plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the plan is Monday if it gets there.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be shocked if it got to there either because obviously you have two good teams going at it.
Well, if it gets there, hopefully it rains out and we get a final on Tuesday.
Yes.
Imagine finish out. Wow.
On Tuesday.
Holy moly.
I mean, Monday at 7 p.m. That's almost a midweek game.
Yeah.
It's close if we have to play it then.
That's almost. I mean, you're going to have to treat it like Monday night football or something.
Yeah. We'll count it.
You could win your first Monday Night Football game.
Want to know? Steelers are crazy. Steelers are crazy on Monday Night Football at home. So.
I don't remember if I tweeted it. You were in the first game. You and Kirby were waving the towel, and I was like, "Stop with that towel nonsense. Get that Pittsburgh crap."
That was me. You knew where I got that from.
I immediately. I was like, "No,
I'm a professional. I know how to wave it."
Yeah, is there like a certain wrist action you got to have for that?
No, a lot of people think it's the whole towel, but it's like you grip like half and you just wave it. You don't do the whole thing because then the people next to you get hit. So it's just halfway.
Smart.
We'll wave.
Okay. Are you do you have plans to go to a game this year?
Yeah. Week 1 they play Atlanta. Depending on what the draft does, depending on where I'm at, I'll definitely go to that. And then me and her are going to make a trip up to one of her friend's house in Northern Virginia, and we'll go to the Steelers Commanders game right there.
Okay, that'd be cool. Thank you.
Have you had a Rocco's Jello shot yet? Have you added to the Tennessee total?
No, but she made a contribution about $100. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
But that's only like 20.
Yeah.
It's only 20.
No,
It's kind of expensive for a Jello shot. I mean, you can go to our tailgate and get them for free. So.
Have you been? Cal said he wanted to go shopping. Have you done that yet, or that was his thing to do in Omaha, was go to the Village and just
so they have tents right outside the stadium, and usually I pick a day, especially like a day we lose. I would go.
That didn't take your mind off of it. Oh, Corey Trail, we jinxed it. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
we're back.
See?
We're back.
See,
we're
I
back.
told
We're
you.
back. We're back.
The Marriott can fool you. The Marriott can fool you there. But yeah, there's shops. There's shops down there. I got all my shopping done. So
you got to pack that all away in a suitcase.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was you that told us that we could get on the team plane when we were going to Omaha. Yeah. I mean, you're a big deal. You get the jerseys and all this other stuff, but you can't get a couple of.
You guys got to get them now.
Oh, I'll
get
one.
You guys got to get them.
You already bought one?
I need to know what kind of shirt it is to know what size to order.
It's like it's not dry fit.
Is it comfort color?
But it's also what?
Is it comfort color?
It's cream.
Okay, that's all I need to know. I'm going big.
I'm gonna buy it right now. Live.
And then you can hang it up. I know what that room looks like. I know what room looks like.
Yeah, I got
space.
one right here, and I could have another one right next to it.
There we go.
Yep. You know that guy? Have you ever seen this guy before?
Oh, never heard of him.
All right, man. Well, you got to get to dinner. Sorry we kept you a little bit longer, but appreciate you. And yeah. How big we going?
Did you look at the menu? How big are they?
Because I know you told us you like a good New York strip, right?
Yeah. Tell me what the strip is.
12 ounces.
A 12-ounce, but we will add. We'll add something to that.
Okay.
Just tell him, like, do you know who I am?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah, and your mom's gonna say the same thing.
No, my mom's
you saw me on the broadcast.
There's people wearing my jersey out there. Give me my steak.
How many autographs have you signed?
After that game yesterday, I mean, that was my whole career. It felt like I was like, because I feel bad if I don't sign like a little kid's ball, because I was in that position too. I mean, you feel terrible, but then it's also like they don't like know yet, like feel, and it's okay. But sometimes I don't like doing it, but sometimes you have to do it. But I try to sign as much as possible.
It's still pretty cool though.
Yeah,
As it hits you, it's like, dude, I'm signing autographs.
well, I guess, but now it's just there's so many. You just
Oh,
scramble.
okay, here we go. Yeah, the head's getting bigger. That's why the hat's fitting.
Oh, okay, all right.
Last question: Have you signed a baby yet?
No, I haven't signed a baby yet.
Well, if you win it, I bet Chad will let you sign his baby.
Okay.
I bet. All right, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you. Love you. Good luck.
Good luck this
Good luck.
weekend.
Love you guys too. Thank you so much.
See you, man. All right, back at it. Let's get it. Thank you, our good friend of the pod. I think it's his third time on the show. Zander Sechrist. Dog. Look up
That's
dog
all-
in the dictionary. Xander, right next to it. Dog.
I mean, maybe third officially, but I feel like he's been on a lot more. So
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
I
he
think we
was in
have
the
to-
spaces when we were like just digging for some content at some point. I would like to do spaces again. I kind of enjoyed those. We might do that just randomly. I don't think you do it scheduled, but I think if we do it randomly, I think that would be fun.
do we retire his jersey? Hang in the rafters?
Yeah, we
There was
should.
some talk
For
about that
sure.
today.
For sure, we should. 48.
I like
You
it.
kidding me? I think we should retire his number. I know like we've talked about his number on the show before. I don't think that we really have to worry about another like 48 being big. Maybe I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying it will. Like if that happens, I think we accept that. Like that's okay.
You got a problem with 48?
No, but I did listen to our when we had him on the show the first time when we did our 500th episode, and I did tell him that it was like a walk-on linebacker number.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, I mean it is.
But I
Was that
love it.
really, was that really the first time we had him on?
Well, like he was in the spaces, but yeah,
Spaces,
I
yeah.
think the first time officially, yeah.
Kind of disappointed in us.
Yeah. It's on us.
It is. I'm sorry, Zander. You should have been on many episodes before 500. Welcome anytime. The Mike Shores.
Maybe we did have him on. Maybe, I don't know.
You got a permanent spot here.
We've had a lot of episodes.
Man, love it for him. Love it for
Dude.
what's happening with this team right now. Playing a national championship. Zander Sechrist is a big part of that. You've heard. I'm glad he mentioned it. Got to pat himself on the back a little bit there. The postseason he's had, man. I mean, incredible.
Yeah. I mean, he got him here. He got him to the championship game in Hoover. He got him to the final. He got him to the supers. He got him. I mean, just dude's been slinging it. And
I didn't get to ask him this, but I'm kind of rooting for him not to get to pitch again.
yeah, like if Tennessee's win a national championship, he doesn't pitch. We'll take that all day long.
Yeah, nothing. It's part of being the rubber match guy.
100%. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
about
he
that.
can get hot in the bullpen, and
Yeah,
I think if that's his final game and Tennessee wins a Natty, I think he's
you
cool.
take it, man. You take that for sure. For sure.
That ring. Also, I'm getting a ring. We're getting a ring. If they win, we physically are getting a ring. And maybe a
Plaque.
a plaque. Yeah.
I think just for the comedy aspect of it, we have to try.
Yeah. See what happens.
You see what happens. I would love for Chad Zerker to text us and be like, why am I getting a contact about a plaque for Caleb Mitchell and Landon Rakey?
Don't worry about it. Just sign it.
Yeah, no, we're gonna try. Yeah, I mean, size 11.5.
I texted him and
Put that out
told him
there.
congrats. And I was like, trying to find a way out there. I was hoping he would just be like, "Come out here, I got you." Didn't get that text back, but it's okay. Love it for the guys. And
You tell him your ring size?
I will. Yeah, I got to
Okay.
find that. I don't know my ring size, but I will
Okay.
find that out. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, the wife probably knows what the ring size is. But you do not.
And if you're not fired up this weekend, something's wrong with you,
Dude.
It's
It's going to be excellent content. I don't know where we're going to watch it, but we're going to watch it somewhere, and I hope it's just a big freaking party. That's what I want.
I have a feeling it will be.
That's what I'm looking forward to. So, all right, let's move on a little bit to baseball. Hour full of baseball. I mean, 8 years ago, never thought we'd fill an hour of baseball content, but here we are.
I'm going to pat ourselves on the back before we go to recruiting. Real quick, pat ourselves on the back.
Okay.
We covered an entire season under the former regime prior to Tony. I just going to put that out there. This is not a bandwagon podcast. This podcast was created after a loss to South Carolina in 2016. It weathered through a season of baseball not coached by Tony Vitello. It was here through the Jeremy Pruitt years. This is not a fair weather fan podcast. This is thick and thin.
We've earned this for sure.
Yeah, and I don't feel like I deserve it. I'm not one of those people, but it'd be really good. And yeah, I do feel like we've earned it. Just the torment we've gone through.
Yeah.
Shout out to the boys for bringing it home. Hopefully, please.
Yeah, bring it home.
And
John,
another thing, let's say this. Let's just put this out here because I know it's going to happen, and it's not going to resonate. If you're a sane person and I'm not preaching to you, it's the insane people. If I can grab you for 1 second, the season these dudes have had. Go ahead, Derek Jeter, tip your cap. Like, what a season. I hope everybody plays their best game. Hope everybody gets to finish their career at Tennessee. If they're not, whatever, finish this year on a high note. If they don't, and you feel like you need to tweet something, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up.
Dude.
These dudes don't need to hear it. This is the biggest game. These will be the biggest games of their lives. They know that. No one's going out there intending to not win a national championship. They want it more than you do. No matter what you say, they want it more than you do.
They're running through walls to do it.
They are. So if you feel like you need to tweet something about someone, and I get it. You get to say what you want. It's just Twitter. Shut up. They're going to see it. Their families are going to see it. They don't deserve that crap. I hope, again, it doesn't even come to this, but if you're someone – I get it. Angry in the moment. Put it in the drafts. I do it all the time. My drafts are just filled of angry tweets that I don't send. I get it. Don't send them.
Dude, I have a lot of those where I've been drinking a little bit and I'm like, dude, this would be hilarious. And I save it and I wake up the next morning. I'm like, dude, that was not funny at all.
Yeah. And I'm not saying don't be angry, don't be upset, but in the famous words of Danny White, our dear savior AD, text a buddy.
Yeah, do that. But yeah, it's not
your buddy will probably laugh, and then the kid's parents don't have to see it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, win-win.
God, I just can't believe we're playing for a national championship. Feels good. I've had a lot of people arguing me on Twitter today about like how the team that they cheer for has done it before Tennessee. Guys, Jay Johnson was a coach at Arizona and Nevada before he came the coach at LSU. Just to throw that out there. Yes, he won a national championship. But Tony Vitello did not inherit a program that was in the super regionals before he took it over. Okay. That team hadn't seen a postseason since 2005. So I don't want to hear, Jay Johnson's up there. Jim Schlossnagel's up there. Jim was at TCU. He's never won one.
Yeah.
So yeah. Tony Vitello, dog.
I mean, these teams, Vanderbilt, they can keep living in the past.
Yeah,
it's fine with me. We think about the future.
Yeah, where you?
The only reason I'm not even saying it feels like 98 anymore is because it's hot as hell outside. If you think this is better than winter, F you. This sucks. Bring me February over whatever this is. You haven't been outside this week. You haven't. There's no way.
I have. I was outside yesterday.
There's no way you've been outside and thought this is better than February.
It's a little better. I don't enjoy sweating so much either, but
You just sweat standing. You
Yeah,
walk
cold-
outside, you just sweat.
Cold weather just ain't for me.
Yeah, well, I guess it's just me and Hunter going to Alaska then, buddy.
I'll go to Alaska for the
Nope,
Mims,
stay home. Nope, stay home.
But I want to enjoy
Stay
the
for
cold.
you.
No.
I don't even think it's that cold where he's from at this time of year. I mean, I'm sure it's cold, but not
Yeah.
parka cold.
All right, let's get into some football. Just real quick. Tennessee landed a big commit out of just up the road.
Go Patriots, baby.
Jefferson City, Tennessee. Or
Yeah,
he's
that's-
from Dandridge, but he goes to Jeff County and Jeff City.
You know the most famous Patriot, right?
Is it his
Eric
head
Kane.
coach?
Eric Kane.
That's true. Yeah, Eric Kane, dog. Also, his I don't know if you knew this. Did you know Jeff County's head coach?
It was I'm gonna confuse the Spencer Riley. Is it still Spencer Riley?
It is, yes. Who played guard and center for Tennessee in '98 during that national championship run, and so you get Nick Moore, a 4-star, 6'2.5", 290-pound interior offensive lineman, can play guard, can play center. I think Tennessee would love him to play center, and just having another in-state guy kind of take over that center spot. Smart individual. You know, you just want that center to be kind of dirty, just kind of means a little bit more to him. So I think just having an in-state guy, I think that should be our thing from now on.
Yeah. Sorry, I hate to tangent real quick. One other quick shout out on the Spencer Riley thing. His brother, head principal at BKU, for all you South Knoxvillians that are listening to this podcast. So we're all intertwined.
Okay.
And just in case that shout out didn't also make my sister-in-law mad, special shout out to 1B top Jefferson County graduate, Betsy Riley, or Betsy. Yeah, you get it. Betsy Mitchell would be her name now. So big shout out.
Okay.
Jeffco Taz. You know, I said that and I was like, I don't think they are. No.
Okay. I was like,
what is going on?
Yeah. You just said we're all tied and
yeah, I said that. I was like, I'd never heard that they are, but that's weird. But yeah, so special shout out to them, all the names I just said. I said so many names now. I'm tied. I'm twisted.
Yeah. Here's the thing with Nick Moore is like he was going to commit last week before he took his official visit to Tennessee, and most had him pegged for West Virginia to play defensive line. Then he moves up his official visit, and then days after that commits to Tennessee. So
What do you think about the way he spells his name?
NIC?
You might be able to slap an O on there and no one noticed. Just a couple of Nicos running wild on the offensive side of the ball.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, that's cool with me. Yeah, whatever he wants to do.
It would be pretty sick if he was defensive line, because then he could wear number 0, and he could be Nico.
Okay, yeah. Or he could wear number 8 on the defensive line and just he can be Nico.
Another Nico, yeah.
But very familiar with going down 11E to Knoxville. So I'm sure he'll wear out that road going back home. And pretty easy drive, a little straight shot. So
Probably takes off 40 from Dandridge.
that's true. He could take 11E if he wanted to.
Hey, all my homies love 11E.
Yeah, when I was his age, I did not want to drive on the interstate. So
I've traveled 11E a lot. I had family in Morristown, and my grandmother would always tell me, be careful. It's a speed trap. It is. I've only been pulled over one time on 11E, and it was in a car with Brody. That's it.
I don't think I've ever been pulled over on 11E.
You got to know it, baby.
Yeah.
He knows it.
Yeah, you drive it so many times, you get put on autopilot. To slow down a mile before you get to Newmarket. So
you don't slow down. You just know where the cops sit, baby.
Yeah, you slow down when you get.
You play the game.
Yeah, you know the 3 spots they could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nick Moore commits to Tennessee. big commit. You know, a guy so close to home, you never want to see him go elsewhere. And, you know, it seemed like it was either going to play offensive line at Tennessee or defensive line at West Virginia, and ended up picking the Vols after I'm guessing a great official visit. I don't think you commit to somewhere if you didn't have a good time. Also, I've never really heard of anybody not having a good time on an official visit. So, big pickup. And funny story about Jeff County for me. Almost drowned on that field. got tackled, had caught a screen. Probably didn't get that many yards, but I got tried to juke somebody out. That probably didn't work, and somebody jumped on me from behind, and my face mask is just in a puddle of water. And like, it's one of those, like, you know, when you get held underwater too long, you kind of like freak out a little bit. There's one of those. I was just like twirling any kind of body I could to try to get up, and I finally got up and just had one of those. So fun fact about Jeff County, not a great
clip that breathing thing for me, Joey.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, please don't do that ever again.
That was a crazy game. I don't know how we played it. I don't know how no one ended up seriously injured. It was the entire field was underwater.
Well, now kids these days, I mean, they got all this turf. They wouldn't even know what to do if they had to play in a muddy field.
It's true. I don't know grit.
But I think having Spencer Riley as his head coach probably helped a little bit with, hey, go play offensive line at Tennessee. It's not that bad.
It'll work. It'll work out.
But the story in a couple of years when Tennessee wins a national championship with
Nico.
Yeah, center. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Great story. I'm sure Mike Wilson or Eric Kane will be all over that. So
they've already started writing it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just got to hit send.
Anything else for football?
No, I love sports, man.
Yeah,
I love sports now. 2016 or 2017. You know, those kind of times, I don't know if I love sports that much, but I love sports.
Yeah. It's been good to us. All right. Stupidity, we got one? You got one?
I'm sure.
So I had one, and I don't know if you saw this. Did you see people dogging Steve Spurrier's reaction?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did.
I don't know what people are dogging him about. I mean, yeah, he didn't seem pumped up for it, but he also didn't. I thought he would take a jab, something about Florida being there, yada yada. He didn't really react. I don't know why people are. I'm all for dogging Steve Spurrier, but I don't get it.
I mean, are we just like just now like knowing Spurrier's a bitch? I mean, he's been that way forever. So,
I think people try to take a jab at him because he so often takes them at Tennessee. But that one, I didn't.
I mean, like, why does he come up with when anything happens? Why does Steve Spurrier come up? He's like Rush Probst.
Oh, don't! I hate Steve, but buddy.
I mean, every time something happens with Tennessee, they got to bring up one of these morons.
Yeah, I would
nothing.
I put it down because I saw that tweet. I was like, all right, Steve Spurrier's my stupidity. I went and watched it. And I was like, nah, people talking, making a big deal about this one are dumb. To be fair, I didn't even think it was really about Tennessee. He was just on some podcast that I guess he does regularly that the guy brought it up talking about college baseball.
Yeah.
And then somebody on some Vol fan found it.
But part of me is like, you're gonna not the jab at Tennessee got me, but it was like, yeah, it's a padded wall. Like, it probably didn't hurt that bad. It's like, I mean, if we're being kind of real.
Oh no, I think you just took the old. See, I don't know. I think you just took an old man take of like, yeah, back kind of like what we just joked about back in my day.
Well, it's funny. Like, I mean, he wore pads in football, so
yeah. No, but I don't even think that was a jab at Tennessee. I think that was just an old man joke.
Yeah.
Back in my day, they didn't have pads.
Yeah. Well.
I didn't need, I don't know. Maybe it was about Tennessee. I didn't.
No, I didn't need another
Reason
reason to hate Steve Spurrier. So.
Yeah, I didn't think it was about. I'm all for it. That one just I was like, all right, what are we doing here? We're about to go win a national championship. I don't care what Steve Spurrier thinks or doesn't think at this point. And that one was pretty lame. Oh, you know what? I was actually disappointed in Steve Spurrier. He's usually really good at the digs, and that one he didn't even try. Didn't even try.
Lame.
My next one's on me. Blanking on his first name, Lopez for Kentucky. I gave it a shout out to him. Thought the blue sash was cool, especially with the Aviators, and he sucked in Omaha. I mean, what a stupid. You can't paint the mustache if you're going to play that bad. Can't do it.
Hate to see it.
Yeah, so that one's on me and on him. We got two stupidities running around here.
God, I just saw that. I was looking through my pictures and saw the RIP to Wes Rucker's tweet.
Oh God.
Mine's on Barstool Sports. Getting got by Richard G. West.
Why'd they just lean into it? Why'd they delete it?
Oh, did they delete it? No,
I think they deleted the tweet. I guess I don't know if it was a blog as well, but yeah, they deleted the tweet.
Damn.
Again, my favorite part about the Richard G. West story or tweets is in the beginning, kind of looks like someone real trying to fully fool someone. Then you get to the end, and for example, this one says, and Weigels will ship them back to their stores to give away to their customers. If you believe that, you are a moron. Like if you didn't read that and go, okay, it's not real, you're stupid. I'm sorry. I hate to break that news to you.
Yeah.
But Richard G. West, best reporter in maybe the world.
We had some questions for Zander, but didn't get to ask him these. Kind of forgot about it, to be honest. So that's on me. But
maybe ask him. Maybe he'll respond later.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna read them and maybe we can answer them for Zander. I think.
Yes, let's answer them for Zander. I like that.
So everything says for Zander, close friend of the pod. He says, "Is Tony V as cool of a coach to the players as he seems to the fans?"
Tony V is weird.
I think what you see is what you get with Tony V.
He's a weirdo.
Yeah. In a great way. He said, what changes were made to go from a midweek starter to the clutchest pitcher in postseason baseball this season, besides maybe Kirby?
Best teammate, clutchest. I like these titles this man's winning. Have you? By the way, maybe I'm just now noticing it. I feel like that kind of stuff about how good of teammates both him and Kirby were. That was said throughout the season. I just feel like it's been heavily emphasized this entire Omaha run. They mention it at least twice a game.
Yeah, I mean, like you've seen like those guys just be themselves their entire career, but now that like I guess they're on the biggest stage, it's just magnified.
I guess it's cool. Like I said, I love it. It's the best compliment in my opinion.
But what changes? I'm gonna go with riding the course, man.
Yeah,
I mean, he mentioned in the interview Trey, Ortega was one that waited their turn. Kavaris Tears, Hunter Inslee, those guys waited their turn, and it's paid dividends. So, and I think if guys go elsewhere, I don't think it's necessarily a bad move. I mean, you saw Kyle Booker, like he wasn't going to play here. And he supports them in the super regionals. I just thought that's really cool to see that. And it's probably not every situation is like that, but I do think there's something special within this program.
Yeah, and Zander said it. Like there's always exceptions to kind of how he laid it out, but he saw him coming here as a commitment, and maybe things change if he doesn't see the window to make the impact he did this year. Maybe things look different, but he just kind of, like you said, stayed the course and pounced on an opportunity. And I mean, he said it wasn't always perfect and didn't always make the best of the opportunity, but at the end of the day, he did make the best of the opportunity. And I mean, he's here. And I think part of it too is I think you've seen a guy just learn. I like how you said stay the course in the sense of being just around the program, but I think staying the course on the mound. I don't know what the longest he went as a midweek guy, but if you've watched a midweek game, they're not pitching 5-6 innings.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think learning to be in that role as a true starting pitcher and coming in on Sundays and learning to give them that's huge for Tennessee not to have to really get into the bullpen yesterday too much. That's huge. And so both for him and Kirby, Kirby's, I mean, we've seen so many, even this year, not as often, but so many outings where Kirby throws one pitch. They bring him in a special situation, get him out of jam, throws one pitch, guy grounds out, and he's out of the inning and out of the game. So I think for them, just learning to give the Vols not just quality but quantity of pitches and being solid pieces. I think they've kind of stayed the course that way as well.
Yeah, and like I know the Charles Schwab isn't just like a wasteland for hitters this year. I understand that, but I do think it kind of helps Tennessee out a little bit. Where like, hey, if you make a mistake, it can be an out. Whereas like Lindsey Nelson, there is no room for errors.
Right.
When you're up there. So yeah, I think. Go ahead.
But people love to talk about how it's a hitter's park. They forget Tennessee has to pitch in it just as often as they have to hit in it.
Yeah. So I think it kind of plays into Tennessee's favor playing in Omaha. Pitching wise, like they got the bats to hit it out anywhere. And you also have, you have guys that like don't have like overpowering stuff. And I think that just helps out Tennessee. Like all those guys like Causey, Beam, Zander, like a lot of those guys are contact guys and, locations, everything, and getting guys to roll over and chase pitches and just be uncomfortable like that. That definitely helps playing in Omaha. So,
yep.
Don't have any more questions, but I do just want to mention real quick, Link Jared. You're welcome. That was for 2022.
Yeah.
Even like I don't think he did anything. Like it was just beating that Tennessee team, and it's brought up all the time. I'm sure there was a little kind of sweetness to shaking his hand after the game by Tony Vitello.
Yeah, that felt like another demon that was good to exercise right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go finish it, baby.
Guys, we're going to send you off into your Friday. Maybe you're listening to this on the car ride to work Friday morning. We appreciate it. Hope everyone just enjoys this weekend. Tennessee's playing for a national championship. We're not talking trying to get to a Final Four, trying to get through the next stage of a super regional and win a game in Omaha. You are playing for Tennessee is playing for a national championship, and we're going to get to watch that. I hope everyone just gets to enjoy that, and then I hope Sunday's show is a ton of fun.
Yeah. Go check out our good friends at roback.com. Use promo code More Important Issues for 20% off your first purchase. They got great stuff over there, so go check them out and use that promo code. You got a good friend to tell us about real quick?
Yeah, guys, I'm just real quick, and Grade A Grounds. Love Grade A Grounds. You've heard about Grade A Grounds. You're going to hear more about Grade A Grounds. Some of the best coffee I've ever had. B is for Blueberries, my personal favorite. They've got some other flavors, though, that you can check out. Great artwork done by local students in the Tri-Cities area. It's a great company. Really, really appreciate all of their support in this partnership that we're forming, and it's been a ton of fun working with both Billy and Kurt. So really appreciate them. They've got a special offer for you all, our listeners. Promo code GOVOLS, capital G, capital V, GOVOLS. Get you 10 or 15% off. I'm blanking now. Go to gradeagrounds.com. Get that today. Shout out to Grade A Grounds. Really appreciate them.
Yep. Guys, thanks to everybody who got in the chat and everybody listening tonight. And go Vols. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.